Welcome to Brad's project number 33 or 133 or something. I'm fixing to drill my own well by hand. And the reason I'm doing this is the town I live in charges more for sewage than they charge for water. So if you water your flowers or wash your car or hose your driveway off, they charge you a crazy amount of sewage, even though you're not using the sewage. So I've been researching a lot of methods over the years of getting water, shallow well. And here's what I've come up with to be the best way for me to access water. This is a fence post auger. It's 8 inches. It adjusts from 6 to 8 inches. It's made by a company called Seymour, and I've got 5 4-foot extensions here, and the 4-foot that's on there, that should get me down 25 feet. Oh, and I got some collars there too. And if I don't reach water in 25 feet, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to have to move, try another hole somewhere else, because the pitcher pump I have, will only pull water up from about 22 feet max. So I've already started it here. I'm down about a foot. I just wanted to try it out. I did that yesterday. But today I got all my extensions and I'm fixing to give it a shot. This may be a long video. It's a lot of work. And I got to put a casing in and pea gravel and more pipe and foot valves, and I bought a pitcher pump for 20 bucks that needs the leathers replaced, and a rebuild kit's about 11 bucks from Layman's, so I'll have to order that. So this is probably going to be maybe a 2-part or a 3-part. But anyway, that's today's project. See ya. Okay, I don't want to jinx myself, but I'm officially down 4 feet, and God, it's only taken me 10 minutes to go that far. I'm going to add an extension and go another 4 feet. That's what I got out of here so far. I got plenty of holes I can use that dirt in. God, it is hell being fat and old. Alright, put another extension on and see if I can get another 4 foot down there. Okay. It's right at 8 foot in about 45 minutes. It's starting to get really hard now. Got to put another 4-foot extension on there and keep going. I'm a little hesitant to go dump this dirt, because if I don't hit water, I'm going to have something to fill this hole in. Otherwise, my dog will go up missing, or kid. Okay, I'm going to take a break and put an extension on and get back to digging. Alright, I got my next section on. And guess what? As I was I don't know if you can see there. I don't know if you can see the reflection. The last shovelful I took out, as water started seeping in. So I'm assuming I'm at the top of the water table, which is good. It was 8 foot down. I think I'm going to go down another 8 foot. See what happens. And if the water replaces itself quick enough, I'll just have me a 16, 17 foot well. Oh, okay, back to work. Well, I've gone down about another 1.5 feet. And boy, please don't drop your phone. My God, that would be terrible. And it's getting harder and harder to get a full shovelful up. This is what I'm pulling out. It's sandy mud, muddy sand, and as I'm drawing this thing up, the largest portion of it has fallen back down the hole. So I don't know what I'm going to do. I may have to make some kind of bucket. Well, I was sitting here catching my breath, and my wife yelled out the door that she wanted me to knock off, clean up, and come take her to eat Mexican food. And of course, me being the man of the house, I said, I'm right in the middle of something, and I'll take you to eat Mexican food when I'm good and ready. So it turns out I'm good and ready. So looks like I'll be eating Mexican food here in a few minutes. Anyway, hasta mañana. Man, it's another day. Where do I start? Last night we had torrential, absolutely torrential rains. Tornadoes touched down all around us. I don't even know how many inches we had. Well, I had gotten this hole down to about 11.5 foot, not quite 12 foot. I covered it up with this, laid the wheelbarrow over the top of it, and then the rains came. And let me show you what's happened here. And I don't know what to do. It has completely filled up and washed a huge cavity about 2 feet down below the surface of where I am. The rainwater has washed a gigantic cavity out from underneath this initial hole here. And God, I'm just scratching my head wondering, I've bailed. I've got this bucket here. I've bailed and bailed and bailed, and I'm not even making a dent in this. It's about half mud, half water. And I've called a rental place to see how much renting the trash pump would be, and it's $103 a day. Option 2 is to button this up and come back in August when it's driest and try to finish this in August. So if I go ahead and if you see this, then I decided not to continue and just wait till August to dig this out all over again. I'm at the limit I set for how much money I wanted to spend on this, and I'm a little over $200 right now, and renting a trash pump would put me at another $100, $103. I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I'm going to mess with this a little bit longer. I think what I'm going to do is turn the light on this iPhone and hold my iPhone down this hole so I can record or at least get a look and see how big that cavity is down here. And I may not even, standing on this may not even be a good idea if that cavity's big enough. Well, I'm going to shut this off and turn the light on the phone and hold the phone down that hole, and God help me if I drop this phone down there. Well, I've decided to put this project on hold for a little bit. There's not much I can do unless I rent a trash pump or put this off till the dry season, end of July, August. I've got a bunch of other things I need to get done around here, so I can't afford to waste time on this well when it should be going quicker. I've got to get that Antichrist up in the driveway and take some parts of it and see if I can't figure out why I don't have any turbo pressure. And I still got to make a pad for putting my firewood down on behind my workshop. Sold my big screen TV. I need to get my wood stove in here where the TV was and hook that up and get the pipe ran. And got a zillion things I got to get done. I'm getting a little bit overwhelmed. Being a truck driver and having a limited amount of time home is just, you got to get so much done when you are home, and then when you're on the road, all you can do is think about the things you didn't get done. Oh well, one day at a time. I'm going to go ahead and put this up. If anybody has any suggestions on this well, I'd sure appreciate whatever input you have. Alrighty, see ya. Well, since I can't finish digging my well till I find a way to get all that mud out, I've decided to go start putting together the casing and the well pipe that will attach to the pitcher pump. And the first thing I have to do on the casing is to cut a bunch of slots in this casing, in the bottom part of the casing, 4 feet, to allow the water to come into this casing. Inside this casing will be the smaller pipe that picks up the water that trickles in through here. This is 4-inch pipe. What I'll have is an 8-inch hole, which will leave 2 inches around it for me to fill in with pea gravel. So here's what I've done. I started at about 6 inches from the end here. I capped the bottom, started at about 6 inches, and went up 4 feet. And I drew lines all the way around it, 3 1/8 inches apart, which leaves roughly the same amount of space in between each 3 1/8 inch section right here. And here's what I've started doing. Every 1/2 inch I'm cutting slots using my Sawzall with a hacksaw blade in it. And I'm going to do that in all 3 sections. This section, all the way down to the 6-inch mark here, all the way around. And that will be where the water seeps in at the very bottom of the well casing. Like I said, I'll have gravel. I think I'll go up, since I started finding water at the 8-foot level. I think I'll go up all the way near to the top of this with gravel, and then from there on up to the top of the hole I'll fill in with dirt. So I still got a good bit of work to do. I've actually decided to go rent a thrash pump tonight, and I called a rental place, and if I rent it, you know, just before they close, then I have to have it back just before they close the next day. So that's 24 hours of rental. So what I'll do is rent it, get it back here tonight, get it all set up and ready to pump, and first thing in the morning, get out here and see if I can't pump all that mud out of there, go down another 4 foot, sink this casing, fill it up with gravel, and get as much as I can done before I got to bring that pump back. It's about an hour over there to where I'm going to rent it. So this is the problem with living in the middle of nowhere. You have to go so far to get anything done, or rent anything, or buy anything, but it's worth it. Okay, that's what I got so far. See ya. Okay, I got all the slots cut. I got my bump mounted and threaded, and I got my collar on there. The collar's going to fit down inside this pipe. I'm getting there. I've got my foot valve threaded. I don't have this connected to the PVC pipe yet because I'm not certain what length I'm going to need, so I'm just getting as much done as I possibly can ahead of time, and I've reached the end here. So I think I'm fixing to go get my trash pump rather. That's a foot valve. If anybody doesn't know what that is, this is, it's actually, it goes like this. It's at the bottom of the pickup pipe. This would be near the bottom of the casing, near this end here. And it's a one-way valve, basically. It allows water to come up this way, and it doesn't allow the water to go back out of it once you get it in there. And the reason you need that, is so you don't have to constantly prime this pump here, because without water in there, there's not enough suction to pull it, whatever, 24, 22 feet up that pipe without being primed. So if you use a foot valve, once you finally get it primed and up to the pump, the foot valve doesn't allow water to drain back out. So you can go away and come back a week later and pump that handle, and water will come out within a few strokes, because the water will, stay up close to the bottom here. Okay, nothing new. When I get that trash pump, I'll start tomorrow. I just couldn't give up on this. I've done so much work to get it down as far as I got it. I decided to rent a trash pump and go ahead and see if I can get that mud out of there. It's working, but it's real slow going. Alright, I am back down to the original 12 foot that I managed to get down to first. This thing, it's not easier, it's just making it doable. It was not doable before because the water in the hole, when I would get a bite with an auger, get an auger full of dirt, by the time I got it through the water and up out of the hole, there was nothing left in it. So I was able to suck all the mud out of the hole with this. I had to get my garden hose and add water, and then I took this and just kind of stirred it all up, and it took about an hour, and I finally got down to the bottom of my 12-foot hole. And now I'm taking a few bites with this, and then sucking the water out with that, and then going back with the auger. It's time consuming, and if I get to that top of that handle, that'll be a full 16 foot, and I sure do want to go at least 20 foot, or maybe 18 or 19. We'll see. I mean, there's a lot of water in there, so we just had a huge rainstorm, so that might be, I want this to be able to pull water out of it in the middle of the driest part of the summer. So I'm going to go down as deep as my 51-year-old muscles can pull this thing up out of the ground. Okay. I'm down 16 foot. That's as far as I can go. That's pretty darn far when you're standing it up. I got my pipe down in there with the slits I cut. Now I'm going to take the gravel, the pea gravel, and dump it around the casing from the bottom of the well up to about the 8-foot level, which is where before the rain, that is originally where I hit the top of the water table. So theoretically, I've got 8 foot of water down there. And when I first started digging this, it had been long time since we had rain, and we've been under drought for quite a long time. So I'm pretty confident I'll have water even in the driest part of the summer. So, all right, I'm going to start dumping this gravel down there. And I've got some play sand, and I've got this watery, muddy mixture of clay and mud and sand that I've been pulling out. So I think I can fill this cavity that washed out. I think I can use this to fill that cavity in. So I'm going to take a little break, drink some water, and start pouring that gravel down there. Okay, I got my casing in. I got the gravel in. I got the cavity about halfway filled in. And way over yonder where I ran my, when I pumped this out, a whole bunch of mud came out. And at the end of the 50-foot hose is a bunch of more dirt. I think I might be able to scrape that up and fill this in. I got my pump ready. And I'm going to take another break and then slide that pump down in there. And my next video will be of me pulling out muddy looking water.
What do they say when they strike oil? There it is.
Get you a drink of that, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Chocolate water.
I don't know. My plants don't care what color it is.
That's going to take a whole lot of pumping to make it clear, but...
Well, if you could just go ahead and pump up some of that Texas tea.
Yippee.
Cool.
Okay. I think they get the hint. Okay. Back at the pump. I've made a form to pour an apron. I've bent some rebar and I've got it temporarily attached just to hold it in place using these blocks and a big hose clamp. I made these T's here. The concrete, I'm going to pour a column up to about this height right here, which will leave these T's in the concrete, and I'll be able to tighten the pump down into the concrete after I'll probably give it a week of really getting hard, drying. And so I'm going to do this next, the pad, the apron. And I'm thinking late this afternoon it'll be dry enough where I can set my other form on it, which will is going to be a square form, a bit of a taper, a foot square at the bottom and about 10 inches square at the top. I'm going to pour it right up to about a ½ inch below this cap here. That way I can undo these nuts and pull this pump off, and this pipe just sets down inside this cap here. So if I have to work on it, I can pull it all out and put a new foot valve on it and everything if I have to. Okay, I'm going to get to work mixing this. Oh, by the way, 80-pound bags of cement, they're lying. They're more like 180 pounds. Okay, there's the first pouring. I'm going to let that dry for about 20-30 minutes and then come back and see if it's set up enough for me to put a nice rounded edge on the top corners. And then I'm going to go build my form for the column I'm going to pour around the casing pipe there. And when I get that built and installed, I'll do another quick clip. Here's my form for the column I'm going to pour around the casing up to the base of the pump. It's not pretty, but it's functional. And I'm hoping this apron that I've poured will dry in a few hours, enough for me to pour this, because I'd like to get this done today, because I believe we're going to have rain this weekend. So if I can get to it, I'll film it and put this video up. Okay, I got my form out here. I removed them blocks of wood that I had in there holding the rebar up. And now I'm fixing to fill this up with concrete using my high-tech concrete installation tool here. This is a paint can. Did you know they're making paint cans out of plastic now? Anyway, I cut it with a knife and I'll be dumping the concrete in with that. Now, if this were the government, you could call this concrete installation tool and sell it for $300. Alright, I'm going to mix up my first bag of concrete and start dumping it in there. I'm guessing 3 bags. 2 bags exactly. And I brought it up a little higher than I had first anticipated and the reason is this shrunk about 1/4 inch. So if this does the same, that'll put it at just about exactly where I want it to stop with the level of the concrete here. Okay, tomorrow I'll pull this form off and That'll be the end of this video. This little job here will be complete. Alright, there's the finished product. Come out kind of nice. I'm proud of that.